Okay, so welcome back to the Cleveland Pulse. Solo video today. I'm just going to be sitting here talking, really. I don't know how long I'm going to go. I will edit the video for the most part. So, however long I talk is not going to be the video. But I got some things written down here, and I want to talk about sports gambling legalization in the state of Ohio. Now, this isn't really going to be Cleveland sports oriented. You guys know that's what we do here at a high level. That's what we've always done. But I just wanted to make kind of a standalone video talking about sports gambling and take this for what it's worth. This isn't, tips and tricks on how to make money. It's more just my opinion on the fact of Ohio sports gambling legalization and everything in between. You guys aren't really familiar with my background, I guess, or maybe you don't think anything I'm saying is worth anything. So that's up to you. Either way, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you want to hit the like button before we get started, I do have some notes written down right here. So I'm going to start with number one. And I have social media amplifies. So what do I mean by that? It's the new thing. It's the new thing legally in Ohio. So January 1st, it's now January 18th, 2023 when I'm recording this, but on January 1st, sports gambling legalized in Ohio. A pretty big thing for the state because a lot of states have had legalized sports gambling, for a considerable amount of time. Something new. I'm sure that people in the state of Ohio have been gambling for years illegally. I know that for a fact, actually. So I'm sure you guys see it, whether it's even cable. Cable, you see the commercials, sign up for this, sign up for that. Free bets, free bets, free bets. You go on Twitter, your favorite influencer. That's the whole corniness of the situation to me. But 10, 15, 20 years ago, people gambled because they did it as their profession. World Series of Poker. You might have a handful of people in the Las Vegas area who are sports handicappers who go behind the scenes and make their money on sports gambling. That's not even on winning bets out there. I mean, it is, but there's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes. I'm not claiming that I know everything, but the sharps and the high rollers and the sharks, they're not on social media. You might find one, you might find two. I promise you, the industry is so secretive, if that's a word, where if I have a competitive edge, why would I go tweet about it? Why would I put it on Instagram? Why would I say, hey, here's my bet of the night if you sign up with my promo link? That's just what it is. Now, if you're on social media having fun, tweeting stuff out, more power to you. If you're having fun with it, there's a slippery slope between having fun with it and much, much worse down the road. Point number two, gamble what you're willing to lose. Now, this is common sense, and this is my only piece of advice, I think, for the whole video. You got to make it a part of your budget almost. And that sounds corny, I don't gamble that much to make it a part of my, even if it's $25, even if it's $50, you try to budget out what you spend on groceries for the month. You try to budget, what your rent payment is, what your light bill is. If you spend $200 on groceries in one month and you spend $700 the next month, you're going to be like, okay, what's going on? So why wouldn't you just take the same approach with gambling? If you gamble $50 one month, then you gamble $500 the next month, you might want to kind of know what happened there. Is something going wrong? But put the money in like you don't need it. So let's say you have an extra $100 sitting around in your budget. And I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with gambling. I really don't. Now, does it lead to addiction? Absolutely. Is there a chance that you could make a full-time career and it could be your full-time job and, you never have to do anything again besides gamble professionally and sports gamble? 2% chance. 1% of people, 2% of people who claim that that's the case really is the case. Not impossible. Definitely not. Nothing's impossible, I don't think, in the sports gambling realm. But yeah, make it a part of your budget. Say, hey, if I had $50 and I was going to just roll my car window down and put the money out the window, just take that as with the same attitude and stride you would a gambling. Don't expect this to be your side hustle. Don't expect this to be passive income, my second job. Don't be telling people gambling is your second job. I promise. That's just not a good look. Don't be telling people your first job that your second job is gambling. I can promise you that. Number 3. This is tough reality for some people. You will lose your ass. If you don't know what you're doing, and I encourage people to, do some research instead of just going in blind with sports gambling. If you want to learn for yourself, don't gamble a whole lot. Gamble $5, $10, $5. If you want to try to figure it out on your own. But don't think if you've never sports gambled before, it gets legalized in Ohio January 1st, that you're all of a sudden an expert and you've hit a couple of bets and you know what you're doing. If you're not careful, you will lose your ass. And I could guarantee you that. Personalized guarantee. That's why the point prior, they're kind of attached. If you don't set out a plan like, hey, I only want to lose $50 this month. Are you always going to lose the $50? Let's say if you had a budget of $50. You're not always going to lose it. No. You might use $50 for 1 month and you might win $200 that month. But that's not the reality every single month. You could win $200 one month and then lose your $50 the next 6. So do the math there. You're not up money. Just be careful out there. This is kind of just a PSA warning video. Just don't fall into the trap that it is. It is a trap. I think that if there wasn't a lot of what I've already talked about in this video, if it wasn't amplified by social media, if people didn't think it was another job, passive income, I don't think it would be a trap. I think inherently it would be a lot less dangerous. There's still some aspect, a lot of the aspect that is the addictive tendencies, hitting the rush you get when hitting a bet, how you feel after you don't hit a bet. I'm not here to talk about the science, the chemistry, your brain, biology, but I know it's real. So yeah, just be careful. That's all I got to say. From me to you, just be careful. Number 4, and kind of the last topic I have for right now, I think I'm just going to keep talking about this for a couple of days, see where the video leads us, do some decent editing on it. Number 4, and this is kind of tied into number 1. So we have 2 and 3 and 1 and 4 kind of tied together. Your friends are not sharps. They're not. They really aren't. I think that the gambling community is interesting, to say the least. I think there's some optimism there where if you want to have people come together who do it the right way and talk about sports and there's gambling included, I don't think there's anything bad about that. I think that you could create relationships that are truthful and have long-lasting, impacts on your life through sports gambling. I think that that's totally a reality, and it does make sports more fun. It could make sports less fun for you, depending on, how you go about doing it. Your friends are not sharps. If you guys want to come together with your buddies and, find a bet or ride out a bet together, trust me, that's a lot of what sports gambling is about. But if somebody comes to you and says they're sharp, just know 99% chance they're lying to you. They might be on a hot streak. They might be, in a rhythm with sports gambling. If you want to tail them, if you want to get on their same plays, just do your due diligence. That's all I really have to say. But don't go around misrepresenting how the industry works. And this is not me trying to be a gatekeeper, because it's not even something that I do. Sports gambling. Used to, but I'm just telling you from experience that the people you see on Twitter posting, 10-game parlays or 15 leg parlays or same game parlays, or that's just for show. That's just to put something on social media. That's just something to throw in the group chat. And yeah, that's the extent of it. I hope people win money sports gambling. I think that for the most part, there's a chance that it could provide a net positive for the state of Ohio. I think it's good for downtown that the Jack has sports betting. I actually do believe that, even though it could lead to an increase of addicts, but it's mainstream now. Nobody hides it. There's no hiding it. Every other commercial is a Caesars commercial, MGM, Visit Las Vegas commercial. The NFL holds no secrets about it unless they're suspending people for doing it in the league, which that's a whole different topic of discussion. That's a whole different level of moral dilemmas that it could be corny, could not be corny, depending on how you look at it. I just think it's so funny how as soon as the first of the year hit, basically 50% of my Twitter timeline, whether it be the Pulse, whether it be my personal, is sports, people in Ohio sports gambling. Thanks for tuning in. This has been the Cleveland Pulse.